For this practice, you'll need a yoga strap and something to kneel on. It could be kneeling pads, a blanket, a pillow, or if you're fine kneeling on your yoga mat without a prop beneath your knees, that's wonderful too. Let's get started. Come have a seat in your chair. If you're not already there, it's a stable chair. And then sitting well on your seat, bring your hands together at your heart. There's a tenderness to this action of like bringing your hands together at your heart. So just repeat it a few times, like open your hands a little bit, close them, and remake the seal to your own heart. This gesture, this mudra, is a seal. And it's a commitment to our own heart. And it's really tender. One more time, with a tenderness and a magnetic attraction to knowing your own heart. With gratitude for this desire that's within all of us. Release your hands. All right, big breath up. Sometimes you don't know it. You're like, I don't care about my heart. My heart's hurt. I don't want to know my heart, right? Because there's pain. Like there can be pain in the heart. Oh my gosh, we've all had pain in the heart. Keep your arms up, side bend. I'm taking hold of my left wrist with my right hand and tipping right. So I will look opposite of you. You can stay with the right left cues. Breathe. Press into your feet, your sitting bones. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release the arms. Second side. Yeah, so pain, right? We've all felt pain. We get physical pain. We get emotional pain. The understanding of pain is changing. Press into both feet, both sitting bones. In breath and come up. Exhale and release. Step the feet out wide. Bring your hands to your thigh bones. With your feet committed to the floor, but softly landing on the floor. Hinge from the hip crease and forward bend. So from tail to crown, you're moving as a unit, and you can feel your pelvis rocking on the seat. So go ahead and feel that. One of the things researchers do know regarding pain in the physical body is that the more we feel, the less pain we have. And I don't mean the more you feel the pain, it's just the more you can feel your body, right? And so that's what a lot of these mind-body practices are about. That's why they'll recommend like do meditation, do yoga, see if it helps decrease pain. Come upright, heel toe your feet in, scooch to the edge, big breath up, bring the arms to cactus, rotate the arms to countertop, and then bring them down to scarecrow. Reach them to the ground. Do it again. Reach up, lat pull down. We call this goalpost or cactus. And then countertop, scarecrow, reach to the earth. One more time. Big reach, draw down, angle it, and reach to the earth. Big breath up. Exhale, arms down. Turn sideways to your chair and have both sitting bones on the chair. Breathe, wait for an exhale, and just turn to the back of your chair and lightly place your hands on the chair. So there's this quality when we touch things, this tenderness that we can bring to it. And it's like a loving attention. And we can practice that skill while we're also practicing these shapes and forms we take. Use an inhale, come out of your shape. We're going to pivot around, so turn yourself around. Sounds like the hokey pokey. Turn yourself around. Breathe. You put your right hand in, you put your left hand in. Anybody remember that? Breathe. Turn your ribs to face the back of the chair. And with an awareness of your approach, of how you're going to hold the chair using your hands with an ease and a tenderness. Breathe. We're in a simple twist. twists compress the spine. And you often hear the word compress. You're like, oh no, that's a bad thing. And in reality, it helps bring fluid into the discs of the spine. Use an inhale to come out of your twist. And that's when it happens, when you inhale and come out. Come back to facing front. Step your legs out wide, one hand to each thigh bone, opposite shoulder towards knee. And now you just repeat this a few times. You just keep going. There might be a side that you tip over to and really reach your heart beyond the knee you're aiming towards, where you feel like, oh my gosh, this side, what would it be like if I just stayed there and breathed? So is there one of them that you'd like to? Because I'm going to stay on one. And we'll go to the other one too, but start wherever you're like, I want to begin on this side because it feels like it's the right choice. One more breath cycle. Use your inhale, come out, and that's go to the other side. Exhale in and breathe. On an inhale, come out of your twist. Heel toe your feet together. Once again, scooch towards the edge of your chair. Stretch your arms up, circle them backwards, and take hold of your chair, either the back of the chair or the seat of the chair. Use your arms with bent elbows and head of the arm bones moving back. That's up here. Move them back so the front of the chest opens more. And then try to push the chair down just a little bit. So feel how you're holding the chair. And if you're over gripping, right, you just kind of back off and use a hand that has a more tender, loving quality. Because when we are tender with ourselves, it gives us an opportunity to feel. And then we may explore our freedom of choice. Good, release. And the choice is, do you want to stay in pain or not? So on the edge of your seat, dangle your arms and shake them out, even tip forward, and then sit back up, shaking the arms, tip forward, sit back up. So shaking things off has been known to help too. I mean, you'll hear that, especially like in athletics, right? Somebody takes some sort of hit or fall and they'll literally say, shake it off, right? Move it. All right, come upright. No more shaking. Breathe. Press into your feet. We're rising. Stand up. Exhale, sit down. So all this movement we do together helps also move the lymphatic system, right? So movement is part of this kind of necessary pump to help our garbage disposal system flow. And so when things don't flow really well, we can get some, spots where you're like, oh man, this just feels congested. It feels inflamed. It's painful, right? So oftentimes, what's the first recipe? Walk, walk, right? Go take a walk. One more time, up, down, out of your chair. And now we'll stay down. Stretch your right leg out, big breath up, forward fold. And we're going to stay in the forward fold. So one arm's resting on your thigh bone, pressing the thigh bone back towards the hamstrings, and the other hand is reaching towards your long leg. 2 more breath cycles as you root your long leg heel and spread the toes wider on both feet while trying to draw the heels back towards the chair. And it's a really subtle action, right? It's an isometric move of trying to draw back to the center of you. Wait for an inhale and then come on up and we'll switch legs. So other leg out, breathe, reach up big, reach out wide. And then on your exhale, forward fold, one arm to thigh bone, pressing the thigh bone back, the other hand reaching long. A good pressing of your heels and a broadening of your toes as you continue to breathe. Add the slight, subtle drawing back of the heels towards the body. They don't actually move. It's this muscular engagement of drawing back towards center. One more breath cycle. And then on the inhale, come upright. All right, big breath up. Let's do figure 4. So cross right leg over left to figure 4. Put one finger between each toe. So you're opening up the feet and then bend the forefoot back and forth. I still remember I did a children's television program. It was my second job out of college. Right? So when you're still talking about like your first jobs out of school, right? There's like the 1, 2, 3, and then they become a blur. All right, twist the forefoot. So do you remember, your first work after graduating from school, whether it was, high school, college, whatever? What was that first job? Maybe even the first job you had while you were in school, like your high school job, right? And you learned a lot on the job, a lot. Things you didn't even know you needed to know. All right, spread your fingers out, grab the big toe ball joint, baby toe ball joint, and twist the forefoot. Breathe. So, one of the children reporters on this job had hurt her ankle. We always had like a first aid kit when we were out in the field filming. And the videographer was also an EMT. Massage your foot. And he taught me how to wrap an ace bandage. I like nobody had ever taught me that. And he's like, you always start from the periphery and you wrap towards the heart. I was like, oh, like, so if it's at the knee joint, you start below the knee and then you wrap up towards the thigh, right? So you don't start at the top of the knee and then go down. So at the ankle, you start like at the foot and you work your way up towards the heart. You don't start at the mid calf and go down. Make sense? I didn't know that. Yeah. So, it's these like little tips you don't even realize that you're receiving. And that's a big one, of how do we wrap a part of us so we don't have pain. And compression helps, right? It's one of the basic recipes. Clap your foot, pound your foot, rub your foot. Okay, put your foot on the ground and now feel. So before we go on, remember feeling is a big part of this. So the pause of like feeling the difference between the feet, even looking at them and being like two different feet, man, they look different right now. One's got massive circulation, which makes it look younger, and the other one is waiting its turn patiently. So when you're ready, second side, one finger between each toe. Yeah. So, basic physical recipes of first aid. What is it? Rest, ice, compression, elevation. There's another one. There's a new one. I can't remember what the fifth one is. Bending the forefoot back and forth. Add a twist when you feel ready. So you're keeping your fingers in between each toe and you're doing movement because the foot gets tight and then the bones don't move and then the feet hurt. And if the feet hurt, everything else kind of starts hurting after that. So keeping our feet open is really good for us. All right, spread your fingers out wide and then grab your big toe ball joint, baby toe ball, and broaden it. So you've grabbed the two end points at the top part of the foot and you're pulling them apart and then you're twisting, giving it wiggle jiggles. So your foot moves. Okay. Give yourself some massages, rubbing, squeezing the foot. And then when you feel ready, clap the foot. So all this pounding, tapping, rubbing, swaying, all those kind of movements that we do in the warm up are known to help the body, right? All right, good, finish. Feet on the ground. Feel, once again, drop into that place of feeling. If it helps, look at your feet and then feel them. Feel the 2 feet. And the pain may be somewhere else in your body, but we've woken up our ability to feel another part of our body, and it's really powerful. So keep sensing your feet. All right, come on up. What a good thing to admire our own feet, right? Get to the edge. When you're ready, up and down 5 times out of the chair. Press into your feet, rise, exhale, have a seat. Do 4 more, breathe. Two more. And as we finish up after this one, next one, stay up on the one that you're going to do right now. Stay on standing. And then release your arms down. Okay, chair to the top of the mat. Let's do an L pose. So walk back, bend your knees, broaden your sitting bones. When you bend your knees, that's what your sitting bones do anyway. You can't. Well, we'll try it. How about that? Let's try it. I'll say you can't, and I'll be like, well, let's try. All right, so walk forward, stand up, and squeeze your butt as hard as you can, like you're trying to draw the two sitting bones together, right? It'll feel like you're pressing the thigh bones forward, which is awful. That's not a good thing. But I just want you to feel we're contrasting. All right, now keep that. Keep that. Don't lose that. Walk backwards. Bend over, but keep your butt squeezing together. You can't even bend over, can you? Like you're like, oh, I can't bend over. Now try to bend your knees, but keep squeezing your butt together. You can't. You can feel it. You're like, it ain't happening. So stick your butt out, right? Bend your knees a lot, stick your butt out. Let the sitting bones lift and broaden. That is what happens so that you can take a forward fold. And this is L pose, which is a huge reliever of things in the back. It's just such a basic shape, but has a lot of value. So as you keep the sitting bones lifted, draw the tail in. Breathe and maintaining the lift of the ribs, the lift of the armpits. Extend out just a little bit more from pelvis through armpits. Walk forward and stand. Put your right foot under the chair, left foot back, high lunge. We're going to add 3 knee dips to this lunge. So keeping the hands on the chair. Back knee, it just folds a little bit and then it lengthens a little bit. That's it. So your back heel's lifted. You're on that toe hinge that you helped open up in the footwork and seated. Good job. That's our third one. Let's switch. Other leg. Breathe. 3 knee dips on your timing. Excellent. Step together. Switch legs again. This time plant the back heel. So you're entering warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. Turn your pelvis to orient forward. Raise both arms up in your timing and breathe. One more breath cycle. Exhale your arms down. Step together, switch sides. Warrior 1, back heel rooted. On your timing with your pelvis oriented, facing your chair, arms float up. Nice work. Breathe. On the exhale, hands down, step together. Right foot forward near the chair, left foot back. So right foot, don't have it under the chair, just have it back a little bit. Bring your hands to your pelvis. Keep your 2 legs long and hinge forward. You'll forward fold just a little bit. And then come upright again. Keep that going. Once more. Hey, the next time you're upright, switch sides. So second leg forward, hands to pelvis, or hold on to the chair seat with the legs scissoring towards each other like they're closing. Breathe. Hinge from the hip crease, forward fold, and then come right back up. 2 more times. Completing on the next one, step together, switch legs again, same stance, breathe, hinge from the hip crease, take hold of the chair, move your hands down to the chair seat, bend your front knee and lift the back leg up. back leg is going to make a box. So keeping the hands on the chair so that you can focus on the leg. From the hip joint, move the back leg that's in the air a little bit down to the ground, just a little bit, and then over to the side, away from the standing leg, a little bit up to the ceiling, and then back into alignment with the joint. So it's down, out, up, in, down. See a box. You're drawing a square. That could be a little rectangle. Depends how long your lines are, right? Which lines are longer. So as you breathe, start to feel which lines are longer. One more. Finish up. Soften the leg of the knee on the ground. So standing knee, soften it. Swoop the leg in the air down. Bring your hands to the top of the chair back. Bend the knees a little bit and come up, opening from the hip hinge. Take a big breath up. Hands tenderly come to the heart space. And then release them down. So second side, left foot forward, and it's away from the chair a little bit. Right foot back, so you're in your staggered stance. Breathe, tall and proud. Hinge from your hip crease, you got it. And then hands to chair back, eventually to chair seat. Weight shift into the front foot and pick the back leg up. Breathe. As you continue to spread your toes wide, the leg in the air has a movement. You already know what it is, right? It's down a little bit, out to the side, up, and back into alignment with the joint. So it's down, out, up, in, down, out, up, in. Keep going. And then start sensing, like, is there a line that's longer? You know, do you go down more than you go up? Do you go out more than you go in? What's going on there with these 4 lines you're making? And then just your awareness, you'll start to make it more precise. Just you paying attention to it. You'll change it, and that's all you need. Good, finish it up. Standing leg, knee soft, so that you can swoop the leg in the air to stand down next to the other leg. Bend the knees a little bit. Bring your hands to the back of the chair. Keep pressing down through the feet as you keep length from tail to crown and open from the hip hinge. Take a big breath up. Hands move into heart space. Release the hands down by your side. Staggered stance again. So let's do right leg forward, left leg back. Hinge from the hip crease, hands to the chair back, hands to the seat, float the back leg up. This time, we're going to keep the leg in the air steady. It's going to hold its position. So keep spreading your toes on both feet. And then pull from the arches of the feet into the pelvis. So you're drawing the legs in, even the leg in the air, even the leg on the ground are trying to pull into the pelvis. So it's an up energy towards the center of your pelvic bowl. It'll feel like your muscles are firing. That's a good thing. All right, leg in the air is the left leg. So right arm forward, right thumb skyward. And now the right arm makes the box. So let's go down, out, up, in. It's small. Be kind to yourself as you do this, because it can get crazy, right? So breathe. There'll be lots of balance checks, and that's normal. Some of them will feel small, some will feel big. Finish up, hand down. Soften the standing knee. Swoop the leg in the air next to the standing leg, 2 feet on the ground. Butt out, chest forward, hands to chair back, hands to pelvis, open from the hip hinge and release the arms. Second side. Left foot forward, right leg back, big breath up. Hands to heart, hands to pelvis. Hinge from your hip crease. Hold the back of the chair. Hold the chair seat. Soften the front knee. Float the back leg up. Breathe. All right, so back legs, just staying here. However, both legs have that amazing quality of pulling up from the arches of the feet into the pelvis. So that's the leg on the ground and the leg in the air. With right leg up, it's left arm forward, left thumb skyward. And then left arm goes down, out, up, in, down, out, up, in. Start noticing the length of the lines of each side of this box that you're creating. And it's okay if it's more square. It's okay if it's more rectangular. It's more just that you're noticing what it is you're drawing. That's the bigger thing, right? Bringing your own tender attention to this moment. Finishing up on the next one, hand down, soften the knee of the standing leg, swoop the leg in the air to stand next to the foot on the ground with both feet grounded. Hands to chair back, hands to pelvis, tail to crown long, open from the hip hinge. Big breath up. All right, all that's coming together now. So here we go. Right foot forward, left leg back, breathe, forward fold. Hands to the chair seat and to the chair back. Weight shift, front foot, back leg up, opposite arm up. So you've got left leg, right arm. Both arm and leg are going down, out, up, in, down. Now you got two appendages moving. Can you track the lines and the length of the lines? Breathe. How you doing? Down, out, up, in. One more. Okay, good work. Hand down, soften the standing knee, swoop the leg in the air down with 2 feet grounding, toes spreading, hands move to chair back, then to chair, to pelvis, excuse me, and then rise all the way up. Woo, big breath up. I'm warm from that. That builds some heat. That is core work, right? That's work at center. So good work. Okay, so second side last time. Last time, left foot forward, right leg back, breathe. Hinge from the hip crease, hands to the chair back, to the chair seat. Weight shift forward, float the right leg up, left arm forward. You know what you're doing. The arm and the leg go down, then they go out, then up and in. Pay attention to the line length as you continue to breathe. One more. Finishing it up, hand down, soften the standing knee, swoop the leg to the earth, 2 feet grounded, butt out, chest forward, hands to pelvis, rise. Big breath up, hands to heart. All right, core stability work, dynamic. That was really nice. Yeah, so that's called a bird dog. Standing on your left foot, right foot on top of the chair. So if you haven't turned your chair seat to face you, turn it to face you. Foot on the ground, that's the heel that's going up. So holding your pelvis, and it helps if you actually like kind of squeeze your pelvis in. You use your hands, you feel the bones, and you give like a tender, loving press in. And then now we can explore this freedom of choice, which is like to lift the heel on the ground and then lower it. You have 2 more. Lift the back heel. You're going to rise straight up. So if you feel yourself pitching forward, just think the direction is up, straight up. And it's okay, the height you're getting, if you're like, oh, I wish it would be more, okay, it'll come, but work on up. The higher height will come over time. All right, stay up in the heel, and then the standing leg on the ground, that arm, raise that arm up. So you get this really long line on one side of your body, and try to make it longer as you pull up from pelvis to armpit, and then add a little bit more lift from armpit to fingertips. On the exhale, arm down, heel down. Switch sides. Boy, that's a big opener. So left foot on the chair. And we'll start with the dynamic movement, right? Of just the heel on the ground. We're going to lift and lower it. Use your hands to press the pelvic bones in just a little bit. It gives you that connection to center, which helps with balance, right? And then if you feel yourself kind of pitching, Most people will pitch forward, but every so often we pitch another direction, but normally it's forward. Try not to, right? Try to go straight up. Think my direction is up. And if that means that the heel lift is a smaller move, that's fine. But you've got this really great upward movement, and the strength to lift yourself up will increase over time. That's just how it works. It's a good thing. All right, heel up, breathe. And now the arm of the long leg with the heel up, that's the arm that goes up. So we're creating this really long line on one side of us. Breathe. And now pull up from pelvis to armpit. So it's a bigger reach that's moving through your torso. And then reach a little bit more from your armpit up through your fingertips. So you've just added a little extra. Waiting on an exhale and lower down, arm and heel. Woo, step off your chair. All right, we'll go back to that in a second, but just find some free space and step the left leg out sideways. So that's my left leg. Arms up. Hold on to left wrist with right hand and arc yourself over. You're just doing a little side bend and standing. You got it. Good. Inhale and come up. Exhale, release the arms. Switch sides, other leg out. Big breath up. Hold on to right wrist with left hand. Arc yourself sideways and keep breathing. In breath and rise. Exhale, release the arms. Okay, going back to the chair. Right foot on the chair. So that means left foot on the ground. We're going to have that lateral bend into what we've been doing. Breathe. So it always starts with like this tender approach, especially when we're trying to balance, right? And then make the balance a little more complex. So using your hands to hold your pelvis, you draw into the center of you, and your hands are actively giving that little hug. It's like a hug of reassurance, like you got this. All right, heel on the ground. Come on up, straight up, up, in a straight line upwards. Float both arms up. Continue to breathe, and then go bigger through the side waist. So from pelvis to armpits, try to reach bigger. And then pull up from armpits to fingertips bigger. So you're approaching like, you're like, whoa, this is a full expression. This is my fullest. There's more. You could always do more. Hold on to the left wrist with the right hand. And now we're arcing our spine a little bit to the right. Is there going to be balance challenge? Of course there is. So go slow and breathe and continue to reapproach with this tenderness, like a tender reapproach. Use an in-breath, rise through the spine, back to neutral. As you exhale, unleash the bind to the hands, lower the arms, lower the heel, and step off the chair. That's some big stuff. Yeah. Yeah. And there's going to be, these like, whoa, hang on a minute. Perfect. Yeah, that happens in life. So left foot up on the chair. Heel fully on the chair, hands to pelvis, giving you a reassuring hug as you press the hands lightly towards the middle of you. And we've got lots of choice along the way. We have this freedom of choice of what we do, how far we go. So continue to breathe. And then floating the back heel up, up we go. Remember, it's an up action. So if you feel yourself kind of moving forward or sideways, you can reapproach, you can give yourself that grace and put your heel down and begin again. That's the practice always. Arms up, side waist lifted from pelvis to armpits, and then go bigger from armpits to fingertips. As you continue to breathe, your left hand takes hold of your right wrist. And then there's the arcing of your spine to the left. And it's not just like a dumping over. You're actually getting bigger. You're trying to grow out, expand even more as you arc. So the curve is lengthening. The curve's not compressing. One more breath cycle. On the in-breath, arms to sky, releasing bind. Arms down, heels down as you continue to breathe. Step off your chair. Okay, turn around. We get an L pose. How lovely. Walk back, bend your knees, lift your sitting bones. With the broadness at the sitting bones, go back into the fingers and toes and spread them wide. Feeling your heels rooting, pull up through the arches of your feet, up through the inner line of your legs, up to your pelvic floor. When you hit your pelvic floor, your tailbone's right in that area because you got 9 muscles of the pelvic floor that attach to it. So without moving the pelvis, draw the tailbone in and you'll just feel this like really subtle tone of the belly. It'll almost be like a little whisper. It won't be a big old loud belly drawing in engagement, but you'll be like, oh yeah, toned. Then keeping your left hand on the chair, take your right hand, reach for your left foot and peek under your left armpit. Breath cycle. Return to center, second side. So staying long through the torso, left hand to foot and look towards your right armpit. Inhale out of pose, walk forward to stand. All right, turn your chair seat to face you. Make sure you have your kneeling props handy. Just, they're nearby. So we're going to take a wide stance. Turn your back foot furthest from the chair in, foot closest to the chair all the way open. Stretch the arms up, going right for triangle pose. So you've done a lot of long leg movements. So checking out how does it feel to go right to Trikonasana today. And then from triangle pose, stay firm in the back leg, release the front hip and come into a knee bend on the front leg. So you're moving into the lower body form. Yeah. And then top arm over your head, side angle pose. And then bringing ourselves up to warrior two, push into your back foot. Looks good. Release your arms down by your side. Lengthen both legs, heel toe your feet to the midline, and let's do the other side. So we're starting with triangle pose because we did all of those shapes, that had long leg actions, right? So we're going right for those long legs again, right from the beginning. So a nice wide stance, holding your pelvis. Turn your back foot furthest from the chair in first, and then your foot chair, turn it open. Stretch your arms up big, reach them out wide with both legs long and pulling towards each other. Move from the hip joint. So pelvis is moving around stable femur heads and come into your triangle pose. Breathe. Back leg still steady and strong. Front hip releases so front knee can bend. And then top arm overhead, moving into side angle pose. You got it. Steady strength in the back leg. Torso floats up to warrior two. Arms release down, legs lengthen, heel toe, feet towards each other. Chair to top of mat. Have your kneeling objects ready. So kneeling objects ready to be placed if your knees are a little tender and need a little extra cush when we kneel on them. So standing at the top of your mat with your chair seat facing you. Sweep your arms up in a big breath. Exhale, chair pose, sitting in a chair. Fold forward to Uttanasana. Stay in the left leg. Step the right leg back for a lunge. And then if you need a kneeling object, get it down there and put your right knee down. So you're in a low kneeling lunge. Back knee down. Drawing your tail down, lift your chest up and move. You can move your left hand to your left thigh bone to help you come upright more. And then back leg arm up. Breathe. On the exhale, hands down. Tuck the back toes, push into the front foot and the back foot to lift yourself up. Switching sides, so step the right leg forward, step the left leg back. And you know you're moving into a kneeling lunge, so place your prop if it's needed and come down on your back knee. As you draw your tailbone down, lift your heart, and then back leg arm up. Option is second arm up. Continue to breathe. On an exhale, hands down, lengthen and lift the back leg, pushing into both feet. Step forward, switching legs again. So back to first side. Back knee down. Torso upright on your timing. And now turn your ribs towards your front leg. Use your hand on your front leg, move it up near the butt, near the hip crease, and draw the front leg buttock down and in so that you can turn your ribs a little bit more towards the front leg. So you've entered a lunge twist. The hand that's holding the pelvis on the front leg, see if it wants to just reach sideways first, just to the side. And then check out, will it reach back? And if you're like, I don't like it reaching back, you don't have to, but it could. Keep turning from the ribs. That's what's driving the twist. Optional, other arm up. One arm reaching forward, one arm reaching back. They could also be reaching in any direction that feels comfortable. And then release. Coming back to center on your inhale, push into your back foot, lengthen, lift the back leg, step together, and switch sides. So last time, kneeling lunge, come upright on your timing. Bring your right hand to your pelvis. That's the front leg hand. Draw the buttock down and in. Turn your ribs towards the front leg. So you're in a low lunge twist. And then the back, the front leg arm can just reach sideways. Just start it there, just reaching to the side, the direction you're looking in the twist. And depending on how you're feeling, it can move back, right? So you're sensing, how does it feel? And then the option is the front other arm. So it's the back leg arm and the front plane reaching forward. One more breath cycle. Okay, two hands come back to the chair, coming out of your twist. Come down to both knees. Let's sit down on the floor, move your chair off. Got a little windshield wiper action coming up. So if it bothers you to be on your hands, if there's pain and weight bearing on hands, be on your forearms, right? So you can be back on your forearms or on your hands. Lift the center of the chest up. Yeah, this place where tenderness is known. I mean, the heart knows tenderness, right? Gives us that opportunity to feel. And then windshield wiper your legs from side to side. And when we take the time to approach with this kind of tender quality and allow ourselves the opportunity to feel, then we can explore freedom of choice. Like, what is it I want to do? What's going to feel okay for me to do? And is this the right time to do it? Maybe yesterday it was good, but today it needs to be different. One more time each side. Okay, good work. Stretch the legs out. Let's take a V shape. And the width of your V is quite personal. So as long as it's like a V shape, that's the width of the pelvis, maybe a little wider, you're doing great. So play with that, see what's the width you want. And then rock on each sitting bone. So picking a sitting bone up, putting it down. Remember, this rocking, swaying stuff has value. It can help us. All right, good. And then both sitting bones down, arms up. We're side bending to the long legs, root into the heels, spread the toes wide. Side bend, I've tipped right, my right forearm's on right thigh, pushing down. And then left sitting bones strongly anchoring, right? So you're not floating off the ground here. You've got good foundation. One more breath cycle. In breath and come up. Let's go the other way. 2 arms up, big reach as you inhale. Second side. So for me, that's left arm down. Do your second side. And then using your forearm on your thigh bone, push down so the thigh bone moves towards the hamstrings. And that means the back of the leg will come closer to the ground. Meanwhile, you've got to do the work on the opposite sitting bone, which is the right one. You know, if you're tipping left, it's the right sitting bone that likes to get light. Nice work. Keep pressing through the heels, keep broadening through the toes, and inhale and come up. Big breath up again, 2 arms, and now hinge from the hip crease, go forward. I don't care how far you go, just put your hands down and breathe. Keep pulling the heart forward more than rounding the back. So seeing if you can continue to keep length through the natural curves of the spine. One more breath in the forward fold. If your hands are far away from your pelvis, bring them closer. And once they're closer, use the legs, the pelvis, and the hands to press yourself up. Wiggle, jiggle your legs together. Actually, jiggle them and bounce them and wiggle them and shake them. Okay, good. And lay down on your back. Have your yoga strap handy as you go down. So yoga strap ready, ready. Standing on your left foot, wrap the strap around the bottom of the right foot. Take both straps and hold them in your right hand and reach your right hand as close to your right foot as it'll go. So reach up there, go for that big reach. On the exhale, left knees come into chest. So right hand is holding both straps as high up as it'll go. And then left arm's doing a knee to chest hug. Option, peel head, neck, shoulders up. Eye gaze is looking down at you as you continue to breathe. Release the head down, left foot down. We did a lot of standing balance work, so we're going to open up some of the tissue on the outer hip. So the right leg is going to move to the left. It helps if you hold the straps with the left hand and you keep both sides of the pelvis down as you slowly move the right leg to the left, right? And then you'll find a spot where you're like, oop, that's the right amount of sensation. I can be with this level of sensation and breathe. Inhale, come to center, bend your right knee, step out, and we'll switch sides. So left foot in the strap, left leg long, both straps held by the left hand. And your left hand's trying to reach as high up towards your foot as it can go. On an exhale, right knee to chest, right arm now hugs right knee in. Option is to peel head, neck, shoulders up. And that's based on how it feels, right? This whole practice is like being tender and kind to ourselves so that we do have this opportunity to feel. And then we can explore our freedom of choice of like, is this the right thing for this moment? Releasing head, neck, shoulders down if they're up. Right foot down, right knee stays bent. And then take right hand to hold the straps on the left leg. And then the left arm can go to a T or anywhere it's comfortable. Both sides of the pelvis still rooting, and the left leg has its very slow, kind of exploratory movement to the right. And if you move slow and with the approach of curiosity, like I'm exploring what choice I might make. Think of it. I think of it a lot of times. Like I hardly ever eat like sweets. I don't go to the store and look at the dessert case, right? But when I do, like if I got to go pick out a birthday cake or something and I've gone to the bakery, it's a very careful choice. I want to know all the ingredients of that cake. Like, I'm in there asking questions. I'm looking at which I think is the prettiest, but then it's all about taste, right? So there's that freedom of choice and it's very careful, very tender, and you take time with it. And so we can give ourselves that same awesome time. All right, come on back to center. Step your foot out. Oh, yes. Stretch your legs out, stretch your arms overhead, and go for this big reach where you feel how full you can get. You did a lot of shapes where you were pulling yourself out into your fullest expression and lengthening. So, one more here. Like, is there any spot of you that right now, as you kind of tenderly assess, it's like looking in the dessert case, like tenderly assess, like, right? Which parts of you are you like, oh, I could move this and get a little more space? What do you sense and feel? One more breath. And it takes energy to do it, right? It takes an attention and an engagement, just like you do with the bakery person, right? An attention and an engagement. All right, release your arms down, bend your knees. Cross right leg over left, figure four, bring the whole shape in, and rock from side to side if that feels good. Second side, cross leg over, whole shape comes in, rock from side to side. All right, feet on the ground. And then knees back towards chest, one hand on each knee, stir the legs. Reverse your stir. So, yeah, when you're in pain, the approach is not like, harsh and, you know, mm, harsh. It's tender. It's tender, right? Feet to the ground. Stretch your legs out, stretch your arms out. And we come into every day with the opportunity where we might feel pain. It could be as simple as a paper cut, but man, those things hurt, right? I mean, shoot, paper cut it can be worse than you know getting a shot. So rest in this approach of tenderness, so that we may continue to feel. deepening your breath. The breath can be a tender caress that we draw in, we draw it close, and we bring it into the insides of us. The breath can also be a tender letting go, a releasing of what we don't need, what's causing pain. We can breathe it out. When we're tender with ourselves, it gives us this amazing opportunity to feel so that we may explore our freedom of choice. Namaste.